who works in retail knows that it sucks for many different reasons. And today I really figured that out for the first time. And it's making me have that moment where it's like that meme where it's like, I twitch. You just kind of wonder, has my life really sunk to this point? Anyway, so firstly, I had to go to work early today. Normally, I would have started at 5 p.m., but one of the managers decided that they were going to call me in like an hour early, and I didn't end up getting the phone call or the message for whatever reason for another half hour, and or not half hour, it was probably about 10-15 minutes. But I go back, like, yeah, we need you to come in early. I was like, okay, sure. And at that time, I was at my roommate Casia's parents' house, and which is like literally a 20-minute, 25-minute walk away from my work. So I was like, okay, it's a sunny, nice day. I'll go for a walk. I just washed my work clothes, so I pulled them out of the dryer, folded them up, put them in my bag because there's no way in hell I'm gonna walk in my work clothes because it was just too warm. But I thought I'd be okay in my exercising pants. Like, there weren't yoga pants, fuck yoga pants, and this tank top. I thought I'd be fine. By the time I finally walked in the doors of Party City, I wanted to die. I legitimately just kind of wanted to keel over and die. And what was nice is that inside we keep it pretty cool, so it was like I had stepped into an ice box and I was in heaven. So I felt slightly less like dying after about 20 seconds, but still, I get changed, put on my name tag and shit, and walk up to the front to get my walkie-talkie, because we all wear walkie-talkies with headsets and everything, so that way we can communicate with each other if necessary. And I go and clock in and everything, and I'm sitting there just trying to determine what my tasks are for the day. We have like this sheet thing that shows like our till number and what we're supposed to be doing. Excuse me, I'm tired, but so I basically am looking around trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do, and what I noticed is that everyone who had been working today had been assigned to recovery, which basically means we're pulling things forward in the displays. Like if we're starting to get low on something, we pull it forward so that way people can see it on the shelves, and you basically put things back where they belong, which I'll get to that later. And you basically sometimes you have to restock things like candy. I'll restock that, but I thought it was odd because normally you only have like maybe one or two people, and they're usually on the night shift or like closing shift. So I'm usually recovery part. I'm usually half cashier, half recovery, or I'm restocking. But I noticed everyone had been assigned to not only recovery but restocking as well, or the many other tasks. But everyone had recovery, and I thought that was weird. And I was like, okay, well, why? And I go and look. I go up and down the aisles. The place had been trashed. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was so pissed off because, like, I don't understand. Like, in today's society, kids are not taught to like put things away and like actually treat things with respect. I mean, like when I was a kid, my parents said, "Sure, go ahead, pick it up. You can look at it. Just don't break it. Don't take it with you, and put it back exactly where you found it after you're done." I always did. It was like it was no question about it. It was like it just made sense. Clean up after yourself. I was taught that at home, and we extended it outside of the home. I mean, it just made sense. And now I realize even more that I totally appreciate that. That's one thing my parents did right with me, was that they taught me to respect things in space that wasn't mine. And it pisses me off to see, like, especially, I know this is gonna sound racist, and quite honestly, I'm half Hispanic, so don't hate on me too much. I know what my people are like. It's bad. Every time we have a Mexican family come in, every time, not only do they like never have less than 4 children, but they can't keep said children like under control, like whatsoever. It's ridiculous. Like I'm not even. Oh, it's like every single time, and I did a test today just to see if this theory was sound in my mind. I cleaned up entire candy area. There are like different bins, dozens of different bins, and there was like for example, we have different colored candies. Like we have pink, white, three types shades of blue, green. We have we have two shades of pink, red, orange, black. I think we have gray too, but basically we have the bunch of just a spectrum of colors. We have sixlets, which is basically candy coated chocolate, gumballs, and then like a taffy, and then there's something else. I can't remember what it's called, but they're in this huge canister, and it's like in a color wheels. And there were so many, like the candy was just swapped. Like somebody had picked up the candy, and like literally like the white and the pink are next to each other, and like the white and the pink, like it looked like somebody had just gotten lazy and just thrown it back into the bin. It made me so mad, and I'm sitting there like organizing it. Finally got it all dealt with. I swept up the aisle. It looked perfect. It looked pristine. And then a Mexican family comes in, and I go back through to put something away, because like if you go like straight shot through the candy aisle, you'll get to catering, and I had to put something away there, and the candy place was completely blown up again. I was so pissed. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna test this theory. Cleaned it up again, and I waited. And then a big family came in, but they weren't Mexican. I think they were Russian, some Slavic. I think they were Russian, but they didn't mess it up. I mean, they kept their kids in check. They were all really, really respectful. I mean, I was impressed. I was like, wow, that's really cool. I actually ended up taking a coupon, and I scanned it, and a 20% off coupon off their purchase. And I was like, and I said to the parents, thank you for keeping your children in check. That really means a lot to us, believe it or not. And I mean, it's like the look on their faces was just like, oh, that must be such a shining moment as a parent, just like figuring out you're doing something right. Which I felt good letting them know that they were doing something right. And then the next family that came in was a Mexican family. Again, torn up. I was like, oh my god. And then I had this one lady who came in like right before closing, and we told her like several times, we're closing. And she kept saying, do you have this in a different color? Do you have more of this? Oh, I want this, but I want it to look like this, and I want it this size. Oh, should I do this? And she kept asking me my opinion on stuff, which during normal hours, I give my opinion. If it's asked for, I will give my opinion, and it's great. I don't mind giving my opinion. I like helping out the customers. I mean, I really value giving good customer service like that. But when it's right before closing, it's like, okay, we're closed. I want to clean up and I want to go home. I mean, people don't even realize that it's like when you stay after closing, you're keeping people from being able to go home, and it's like it's rude. I never even saw it that way until I got into retail. It's like I don't realize what these people go through. Now I have just so much more of a respect for 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 people who work in these stores in general. And from now on, like if I get some semi bitchy person in a store, I'm just gonna be like, yo dog, I know what you're going through. Seriously. It's hell. It's shit. I mean, really. But it's like finally It's like I was trying to check her out, this lady out. Trying to check her out, trying to get it so that way to move her along. So while she's sending her granddaughter back and forth between the aisles, trying to so she's changing her mind about crap. And then and then I go to reach for the first item, which was like a roll of ribbon or something. She's like, "Oh, I don't want that." And I was like, "Okay." Go reach for another item. Well, I'm not sure if I want that. And I was just like, "Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I cannot believe this is happening." And I was getting slightly irritated, but I was trying as hard as I could not to show it. She kept changing her mind. Finally, she decided, "Oh, I'll just buy it all. I don't know what I want to do with it." So, scan it all up. And then she says, "Oh, wait, I don't want this thing." Delete it off there. And she's like, "Okay, can I swap this for this?" Okay, finally did. "Oh, well, I do want that now." And I'm just like, oh my god. I finally gave her her receipt and her change, and we are getting her out the door. And my manager is sitting there with the door open. We had already, like, shut the wire door to the mall, and we had basically the whole place was getting shut down. I mean, half the lights were out, and my manager's sitting there with the automatic doors open. She'd already turned them off, so she was having to like use them, like manually move them. And she's trying to usher this lady out, and she's continuing to try to have a conversation with us. And I'm like, oh my god, I cannot believe this is happening. I cannot believe this is happening. And I feel bad because I kind of had to be rude and like stop talking to her and just kind of nod and kind of try to give her the impression, look, you need to leave the store. We're closed. And it's like, it's just today was stressful. And it's just like I've developed a whole new respect, excuse me, for working people in general. And now I am tired, and this rant ended up being a lot longer than I had intended it to be. I'm trying to cut down on the time of my rants. Maybe I need to start coming up with scripts for this shit. I don't know. But anyway, leave a comment down in my crotch about this topic you'd like me to talk about. I mean, I'm not getting any responses from this yet, but maybe at some point, I don't know, maybe I will. And then, I don't know, subscribe to this shit. Comment, tell me an interesting experience that you had at a job or whatever, similar to this, I don't know. Or if you want to send me, I don't know, something nice to help me feel better about myself, that'd be cool too. But anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do now, so stay cool, you guys.